Hello, my name is Ryan Caldwell and I will be your instructor for CSIS 1190. This is the fall 2020 class at Douglas College, and in this video I'm going to have a look at the course outline and explain what is going to be required and how this course is going to be conducted. Alright, so to get started, if you're probably watching this, you've probably been on the Blackboard site, you probably got the link already. So you're probably familiar with some of this already, but let's go through it. Up here on the left-hand side are the kind of the key links here for the course outline, academic integrity module, the My IT Lab, which is the online learning component, my YouTube channel for this course, and the LinkedIn Learning component. All right, so those are the key ones there, and when you land on this page, it goes to the course outline, and you'll be presented with this right here. So for the most part, this video is going to be focusing around the course outline and what is going to be expected for this course. All right, so to get started here, I put in a lot of links in this course outline, so by all means, click on them, open them up, see what I've linked in here. So the first link is just the official Douglas College course outline. What is Excel 1110 and Excel for Business? What is the guidelines, the schedule, all that kind of stuff. You've probably looked at this if you signed up for the course already. So this is what we're planning to cover in the course. This is how you're going to be assessed. This is the general guidelines, and the instructors have a range that they can assign marks to for their particular class. All right, so you can have a look at that one there, and going back into the course outline. The next one is a video. This is just the videos, and I think I put the link here to my YouTube channel for the fall 20. And currently, at the time of the video that I'm recording right now, there's no videos, but by the time you guys are watching this, I'm sure there will be a few up there. This is for fall 2020. It is considered an asynchronous course compared to a synchronous course. Now, a lot of students say, well, what's the difference? The asynchronous means that you can do this at your schedule. Synchronous means you're synchronized with the instructor and you do it at a fixed time. So some of these courses in the Douglas College scheduling is synchronous, meaning that you have to show up on the internet at a particular time and do like a Teams meeting or watch the instructor present the lecture materials. My strategy is to do this at your own leisure, assigning the work, assigning deadlines, but you've got control on when you can do your work. Now, there'll be videos, there'll be online tutorials, and all that kind of stuff. So because this is done at home anyways, I felt that asynchronous was a more flexible schedule. If you want, you can just assign a day in your calendar and do a 3-hour homework session, 3-hour to 6-hour homework session, or distribute that any way you feel it fits your schedule. Now, there is a schedule for the assessments. So the assessments are the quizzes, midterm, final exams. These will be held on Fridays at 12:30 until 1:30 for the quizzes. I usually give about an hour for students to log in on Fridays to take the quizzes. The quizzes are 10 minutes, multiple choice kind of, or no, they're not multiple choice. What am I saying? They're simulated. And so you'll have a fixed amount of time to get in there and do that. So I would highly recommend that you're on the internet probably around 12 o'clock. You get your computer up and running, make sure your internet's all up to speed, and you've got some time to complete that quiz. Now, it is Pacific Standard Time here in Vancouver, British Columbia. So you'll definitely want to make sure that your system is set up for that same so that the schedules work out. Again, my name is Ryan Caldwell, and I have a LinkedIn profile. You can click on there. You can find out who I am. I would highly encourage all students to create a LinkedIn account. So I will do another video on this as well, so I won't get into much details right here. But definitely get in there and have a look at the LinkedIn. You're going to need that for the LinkedIn learning anyways, so that's a good way to get started. All right, the email to contact me is caldwellr1@douglascollege.ca. That's the best way to contact me. I check that pretty much every day, even on the weekends. I even check mail and respond at all sorts of times since I'm at home most of the time responding. My office hours, again, is online. So I'm at my computer on Fridays before the assessment in case there's any questions or people have concerns. I'm there to sort of maybe help out. If you've got problems, that's a good time to catch me. It would be Friday. If you want sort of a live chat or synchronized chat, would be at that time. There is no office location right now. We're working remotely. It's an online course, so there is no office location, but usually it's the Douglas College New Westminster campus. My office is N4313, but that's not really that important right now. Again, this is my YouTube channel link, which is the same link as this one over here. So when you click on it, it just goes to the YouTube channel, and they'll be full of videos. Now that particular one goes to my main channel that has all of my courses in it. And I've got a lot of courses in here. I do CSIS1190-F20-1-Course. I've completed, I think, I forget how many videos, 125 videos at least in here. This is the complete 1175 course using the Gaddis textbook. And if you're interested in watching those as well, they're all in here. For this course, you guys are going to be doing is the 1190 fall course, and that's this one here. And currently I have no videos specifically for you guys yet, but that will slowly fill in a little bit as we go through. All right, now the textbook for this course is going to be My IT for Office 2016. And I know 2019 is out, but we haven't upgraded yet. And most offices out there are still using Office 2013, and then some are using 2016. So I think going with the latest and greatest is not necessarily needed right now. And especially what we're going to learn, we're only going to learn to the level of 2016 content anyways, so that's not shouldn't be a problem. If you you click on that link right there, this is going to take you to the online environment. This is where you're going to spend most of your time for this course, is logging into this site, and I'll have another video dedicated for just that. Now, to get access to that system, there's another one here called My IT Lab Online Course, and I have created a custom course for you guys, which is my name plus this number here, 8661 And when you click on that right there, it gives you the step-by-step instructions on how you guys can go in here, log in to the site, click on the student, click on OK to register. Make sure you type in my course right here. This is the identifier. Continue, create a password or a username and password if you haven't done so already. And I would highly recommend that you select the temporary access. This will give you a 14-day free trial. This is in case you decide that to drop the course or something happens, you haven't invested any money. After 14 days, you will have to pay by credit card or PayPal. And this course and this whole the e-textbook and the learning environment and the video series for learning the entire program is $99.95 USD. It's a US company, and they charge in US funds, unfortunately. But anyway, that's how it is. And you can also, if you want to sign in later, there's the instructions. So anything to do with signing into this account right here, there is the instructions step by step. Students for the course link is right here. Student location, there are students taking this course that are not in Canada. So I would highly recommend that once you do set up your environment, that you make sure that you connect to Pacific Standard Time. That is -8 hours Greenwich Mean Time. So it has a huge impact when you hand in your assignments and when you do your quizzes and etc. All right, so the course description is focused around what are we going to do in this course, and really the course is to give you guys fundamental knowledge in Microsoft Word, which is a very basic level of Word. It's essential to know that. This is a very practical course. It's a very applied course. It's something you're going to use on a daily basis if you're in a business environment. If you're in the School of Business Administration and you're in a marketing, if you're in accounting or even CSIS or any program in there, you're going to use Excel in the job. In fact, it's rare to find a job out there that doesn't require you to use Excel. So we want you to become proficient with Excel. So the purpose of this course is really to give you a basic understanding of Excel. That's chapters 1 to 5, and then move on to chapters 6 through 10, which is really digging into the more advanced Excel, getting into things like looking at what a macro recording is, what is conditional analysis, like what-if situations, and advanced formulas and functions. So we want you to come out of this course with an extremely strong foundation in Microsoft Excel. And there's another practical reason for that. When you go for job interviews and you get shortlisted, if they're considering you for a position, a lot of companies will give you an Excel assessment. And this course is going to help extremely prepare you for doing those assessments. So by the time you complete this course and successfully, you should be well prepared for those job interviews. So it's a very applied course. I can't emphasize that enough. And in another video, I'll go through and I'll show you even how important it is, how important this course will be for your career. All right, now, I'm not going to go through the details of the course here, except to say that this is the first week. We're going to start, I think it's on September 8th. I think the 7th is a holiday. So it's that week, and basically do the course outline, which you guys are doing right now. And then I'll get you set up with My IT Lab, and I'll probably get you to hook up the LinkedIn Learning and the LinkedIn profile account as well during this week. And you'll have to start the videos for the operating system concept lectures. These are videos that are done online. And then moving on to the second week, again, it has the dates, what you're going to cover for that week, and then what you should be doing you should be working on some labs, specifically which labs, and also the assessment. So during week 2, you will have a quiz in week 2, which will be from the previous week. You'll be learning operating system concepts, and the next week after that, you have a quiz. And that follows pretty much the standard. Then the week number 2, you have Word Chapter 1, and then you have Word Chapter there is actually no Word quizzes. I took those out for the sake of just the sheer number of quizzes. There are assignments, though, that you will have to get in. So during week 3, you will have assignments that are going to be due for Word Chapter 1, and then in week 4, you'll have Word Chapter 2 and 3 to hand in for assignments. Anyways, the quizzes are trying to follow, like, if you learned it the previous week, you have a quiz the next week on the same chapter. And I do that to keep students engaged week by week. They have to learn a chapter, and then the next week we assess you on the chapter. We just keep repeating that. So we do one chapter per week, which keeps things pretty neat and orderly. And then we also have one quiz per week, and we also have one assignment per week. So I want to keep you guys engaged and consistently coming back on a regular basis, doing your studies, doing your quiz, doing your uploads for your assignments. During week 8, we're going to do a midterm. This midterm exam is very, very similar to how the assignments are delivered. So if you're practicing your assignments, you're actually practicing and rehearsing for the midterm right there. Again, the midterm is going to be on October the 30th. It's a Friday. It'll start at 12:30 until 2:30. I think you have about an hour and a half, but you get a total of 2 hours of kind of a barrier there. So if you don't start exactly at 12:30, you can still have enough time to finish. I think if you started before 1 o'clock, you'll still have time to finish the midterm exam. All right, so I put in a little bit of a buffer there just because, it's hard for people to start exactly at 12:30, although a lot of students are waiting for 12:30 and they open up the assessment and they just start. Anyways, this kind of continues all the way through. Now, the final exam is similar kind of idea. It's going to be delivered in an almost identical format. So I won't explain that. You guys will get that from the midterm. Now, how are you going to get an A in this class? Well, to get an A in the class, it's broken down into 4 basic marks. You've got your assignments, you've got your quizzes, you've got your midterm, and you've got your final exam. So the assignments, there's going to be 13 of them. There's the Word Chapter 1. It's only worth 1%. And then Word Chapter 2 and 3 are worth 2% each. And all the other ones, all your Excel ones, are worth 2% each. I also allow students to submit their assignment for marks, and then the student can get their feedback of what they did wrong. Then they can go back and correct it and then resubmit it for even a higher mark. So I get a lot of students that are getting 20 to 25% on their assignments because they can dig in deep and they can get usually a really good mark on their assignments. All right. I will note, though, that your assignments have to be submitted before Sunday night before midnight. So all the assignments are due Sunday nights before 11:59, not 11:59 and 1 second. It's actually 11:59. And because this is all done on the computer and late assignments, there is no grace period. But I'm telling you guys, weeks, if not months in advance. So if you're waiting for a couple of seconds before to hand in an assignment, well, it's going to be late. And if it's late, it's late. Unfortunately, I cannot make exceptions for one student. If you handed it in 1 minute late, it's just late. And if I was allowing one student to do it, I have to allow everyone to do it because I have to treat everybody equally. So if you're asking for exemptions or special considerations, unfortunately, I have a fairly strict rule. So it just won't happen, okay? But you can start assignments anytime. You can start them weeks in advance. In fact, you can start them, you can work ahead if you want. But they must be submitted before Sunday night, before 11:59. All right, quizzes. Now, I have 12 quizzes. As you can see over here, there's 2 quizzes for the operating systems, and there's 10 quizzes for Excel. They're each worth 3 marks each. Is that right? Yep, I think so. I think one of them is worth... 11 is worth 11 simulated quizzes at 12, and then 1 quiz is at 3% each. I think that's the last one. I think this quiz right here, quiz number 10, I assign it at 3%, just so that the marks work out to be 25. And it's also, I put in a couple extra questions as well. All right, and again, you have to write these quizzes. They are synchronized for the assessments, and these are going to be held on Fridays at 12:30. So get logged on every Friday. You can just book that time and write the assessment. All right. Midterm, I think I've explained it, except that the midterm is broken into 2 parts. The first part is the Word, chapter 1 to 3. It's only worth 8% of your overall mark. Excel, chapter 1 to 4 is worth 12%. And I think that the time distribution, I think I've reallocated the time. I think this is an hour, and this is an hour and a half. So anyway, because there's a little bit more work to do, of course, there's another chapter involved here, and it's worth more marks. All right, so keep that in mind, and I think this one here, it needs to be updated. I will do that, and you guys will be updated. It's basically this one right here. It is Friday, October the 30th at 12:30 is when it's going to occur. All right, the final exam is chapters 1 to 4 again. So this is a summative exam. I'm going to reassess your knowledge of chapters 1 to 4. This is a different questions looking at similar learning objectives, but using a different question set. So you'll have to understand, of course, what the introduction to Excel concepts are, and then we do the more intermediate to advanced Excel assessment, which is a total comprehensive Excel assessment, and that's your final exam, hence why it's worth 30% of the overall mark. Now, this is only 1 to 4, and that's why the marks break down here slightly different, 5 to 10, because there's 6 chapters here, and I'll probably allocate the time again appropriately. This will probably be an hour. This one will be an hour and a half. So you'll have 2.5 hours to complete the entire assessment. All right, so I hope that makes sense. Now, the learning objectives, what are you going to learn in this class? I think, you know, I'll let you guys read through that. This is basically kind of a collection of all the things that you're going to be able to do. This is what our outcomes, what we want you to be able to understand in this course, as well as the course content and how we're going to run this and what you're going to need to do this course. Best practices for learning and studying this. Well, face-to-face in class. Well, this is an online class, so it's definitely going to be doing a lot of videos and a lot of Blackboard. And it'll all be up to you to schedule your own homework to do this stuff. All right. So it's an online delivery is what we're going to do in this course, and we're focusing on doing all this online delivery using MyIT Lab. So the Blackboard course and using these links right here is kind of a navigation to the course. MyIT Lab is going to be the majority of where you're going to spend your time right there. All right. So teaching methods, I'll let you guys read through all of this. You know what my email is to contact me. I'll let you guys determine your own workload, but really you should be spending, if you're not spending between 5 to 10 hours per week on this course, you're probably not going to be very successful. If you've used Excel a little bit, you know, you're probably going to be doing 10. If you've used Excel for years and years, you could probably get away with 5 hours, but you're probably somewhere in between that. So you should be budgeting yourself probably 2 or 3 days for 1 hour to 2 hours per day to get through the course work. All right, again, late assignments, they just will not be graded. If you miss a quiz, you know, they're not going to be graded. If you miss a midterm or a final, you're going to need a letter from your doctor. Now, this isn't a note. This is a medical letter. You're going to have to ask the doctor to submit a letter. The letter has to be sent directly from the doctor to me directly. and then I have to verify it with the doctor's office and then send it to the office. After all that's been completed, we will reorganize and schedule a new midterm or final. All right, attendance and participation, well, it's an online, it's up to you guys. And plagiarism, cheating, I want to spend a bit of time on this one. It is very easy nowadays to just grab stuff online and paste it in and get stuff done. But I can't emphasize this enough, that in Canadian colleges that plagiarism is treated extremely seriously. We have a policy at Douglas College here. It's this little link here over here called link. And when you click on that, you're going to have to go through and have a look at this link talking about the Douglas College Academic Integrity Policy. In fact, I am the faculty lead on this right now, and I administrate all of the plagiarism at Douglas College for the Academic Integrity Educational Module. Some of you might have already taken that, and I'm the person in charge of that. In addition to that, I want to tell you guys that we have algorithms inside of our system that will track and report back if students do copy. So for example, if you're copying stuff from one student and then you're pasting it into yours, it will catch you. Now, if you don't believe me that that works, you could try it, but I don't recommend that. Don't do that, because I will catch you. And unfortunately, my job is to report that back to the dean's office, and then the dean has to go through and submit a letter, make official recommendation, and file that in your permanent record. So it's treated extremely seriously. So whatever you do, don't use other people's work. And we've had several, I have accounts in the summer term of students that are giving their papers to other students because they did the work and they got an A on the assignment, so they give it to their friends. Their friends get an A until I catch them. They both get 0, and they both get letters from the dean. So the students are like, well, I'm just the person that did the assignment. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't cheat. But you are cheating if you give your work to somebody else. If your work shows up on someone else's system, you will get 0 and you will get a letter. So whatever you do, don't do that. Okay? Unofficial withdrawals, I'll let you guys read that. It has to do with if you're not attending and you're not doing the coursework, you don't do certain assessments. If you don't do 70% of these assessments, regardless if you got 100% on this and you still passed, you will not pass the course. Unofficial withdrawal, okay, that's it means you're not doing, you're missing 30% of the class work, and that will be conducted online, and I can track that. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for the course outline, and I hope I answered most of the questions on how the course is going to be delivered. In the next video, I'll go through and I'll explain some more of these modules over here and what's going to be required of students to complete my course. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.